The funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. Hey, the funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. Hey.
My name is Halo Thomas, and you're listening to the Funny Don't Stop Show.
Yeah!
Yeah, she is right. She is right, because it don't stop. It does not stop. I swear, every single week I've been here with you guys, it is non-stop laughter. I leave with a headache every week with you guys. Like, I really appreciate laughing with you guys every week.
Yeah, I do too, man.
You guys have fun every week?
Oh, yeah, it's
Every week.
Big fun.
Okay, so what's up, y'all? My name is Alex Thomas, and I am the host of The Funny Don't Stop Show. That's what's up. Hey, we do this every single week. We have a ball. We get to talk mess about anything and everything under the roof. Is that what everything under the roof?
Everything
under the sun,
Under the sun, everything under the roof. I always get confused with that. Under the sun, under the roof, yeah. But as you guys know, I could not do this show without my amazing cast of friends and people that are funny also, people that I love and respect. And I'm going to start right here with my girl, Blingin' Betsy. Betsy Cox in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, Betsy?
Thanks, Alex.
How are you, Betsy?
Alex, you know me, I'm always good. I'm alive, I'm breathing, so I'm good.
And every time I look at your Instagram, you are literally working your ass off as a stand-up comic. I love that. Dude, how many days a week are you on stage?
Oh my God, as many as I can be. If it's not a show, I'm in a workout room. You know me, killing myself as usual.
Always writing, always coming up with some new material.
100%.
She works.
Hey, I'm telling you, one day, like when this show gets bigger and bigger, we're gonna go on that Funny Don't Stop Show tour. You know that?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun.
Come on, that's gonna be huge. You know, you and of course this man right here to my left, the internet sensation all around funny guy, Mr. Savvy Amusing in the building.
What up, man?
Yeah. What up, Savvy?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. You know, I just, like I say, man, I look for this platform to have a good time, ventilate, ask questions, whatever, you know, however the spirit moves me, man. And one of the things I wanted to talk about early on in the introduction, bro, I cannot figure out this stand-up comedy trade.
You've been doing it, what, 2 years now?
I've been doing it 2 years now, but see, here's the crazy thing about it. I walk in an all-black room, kill it.
Right.
Like ribs hurting, killing it.
Right.
I walk in a mixed room, Hispanic, black, kill it. But for whatever goddamn reason,
Walk into a white room.
the white people are looking at me like I'm speaking fucking German. And I can't figure it out, man, because you get caught up in between, like, okay, do I have to be fake?
Well, listen, you got a white girl's laughing her ass off at you right now, so I don't know what's the problem.
But I have no idea, because it's not just Blingin' Betsy. Like, I've done shows before with an all-white crowd and killed it, but as of late, they ain't been really feeling it.
Yeah, maybe it's a reflection of the politics and what's going on in society today, man. You know, I hate to be that guy, but maybe, you know, people are just a little bit more polarized today. So.
Maybe, because it's like certain things you talk about, they're kind of looking at you like, oh man, I don't know if I should laugh at that one.
Well, they don't, and a lot of times they don't get it because, you know, you got to remember too, you're in LA.
Right.
And it's the white rooms. It's probably like a bunch of like Instagram white privilege rooms.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I talk about like growing up, I never took a shower till I was 14 and I slept at a friend's. We didn't have a shower. That is like the Golden Gate in heaven, fountain privilege just rolling down your back. They don't get that. They don't get that.
And you know what it is, too? I'm just I get it. Throw my little 2 cents in from doing comedy 25 years. What happens is white rooms are much more politically correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Black rooms are just like, we don't give a fuck if it's funny. We're going to laugh. We're not judging you. We're not going joke by joke.
Right.
We're not, you know, when you touch on certain subjects in certain rooms, they're like, ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that
I don't know
one.
if I can laugh at that. Is it okay? You're like, motherfucker, I'm the one telling the jokes.
Right.
So, of course, it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's just what you're going to learn, Savvy, is like I always tell you, because I talk to Savvy like he's like my little brother in comedy, right? A lot of times with white rooms, it's much more conversational.
Yeah.
I've seen white comics literally get up and you feel like they're mumbling for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And they will still get reaction.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like our punchlines. Our punchlines are like, if you're not funny, your ass can get booed or get the fuck off the stage.
Right.
They don't judge them like us.
Yeah.
They don't have the Apollo system. You know, the Apollo system, like, motherfucker, if you ain't funny in 3 minutes, we about to boo you.
You up out of here.
We about to throw these, we about to jingle these keys.
Right.
We about to throw these chicken bones in.
Yeah.
Right.
We about to boo you.
Right.
They don't have that fear in comedy. But what happens is, I've seen black comics who destroy black rooms. They go to a wall white room, you would think they've been doing comedy 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because they're almost like they're so black
Yeah.
that the average white person doesn't get it. Whereas, take for instance my material. I grew up around white people.
Yeah.
I have a universal side of me.
Yeah.
And I have a real ghetto side of me.
Yeah.
If you came and saw me at the Comedy Magic Club on a Wednesday night, where the youngest person in the room is a 45-year-old claims adjuster that's white,
Claims a
you're not going to see the same set I would do at
insurance
Chocolate
guy.
Sunday.
A what? A claims adjuster?
45-year-old claims adjuster that lives in Manhattan Beach. You know what I mean? And he was in varsity speech and debate. He was in the Glee Club.
Yeah.
And I know how I have jokes just for those crowds.
Yeah.
And you've only been in it 2 years.
Yeah, just 2 years.
You will start to have sets that you could do in a super white room.
Yeah.
And then you'll have that set that you could do in the super ghetto room. Now the crazy
Yeah.
thing about it is white comics don't have to have 2 sets.
Yeah.
They don't have to
just
have
got one.
a white set and a black set. No, it's like they can get famous, they can get TV shows and never have to deviate.
Right.
We have to think, oh, that's too harsh. That'll rub people the wrong way. That has something to do with gay. That's going to be, it's sad that it's that way now.
Yeah, but
But we're
is.
being judged. You can't say this, you can't say that. Well, in our rooms, you can say any fucking thing.
Anything goes.
If it's funny. But so don't let it get you down.
Word.
You just got to practice in both rooms. I always tell young black comics, practice both rooms. Because if you get caught up in just one rhythm, you will not be able to. I'll never forget, I did the Montreal Comedy Festival 20 years ago, and I had to follow Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
Right? And I was terrified of Bernie Mac. I love Bernie Mac, but he was a superstar, and he was super funny. And, I've seen him get standing ovations. But this was an all-white room in Montreal.
Right.
Okay.
He goes on. I'm thinking there's no way in the world I could follow him. I'm like, oh my God, I flew my own self up here to Montreal, and I'm about to bomb in back of this motherfucker. When I tell you I was nervous as fuck, I'm like, oh my God. And this is all the industries out here, and everybody's here to see you.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac went on, dude. You would think he was speaking
Yeah.
backwards Japanese. Sit like motherfucker. They had no idea what the fuck he was talking about.
Crazy.
Right.
Not that he's not funny. It's just in that super white Canadian crowd.
Right.
It's like he was speaking another language.
He's one of the funniest comics
one
in
of the
the
funniest
world.
comics in the history.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm giving you the example of you're not the only one. So I went up there and did some goddamn hockey material.
Right.
I went up there and did some of my Camp Scout jokes. Ain't that bullshit? Standing ovation.
And it worked.
And that let me know as a young comic, oh my God, I'm so happy I worked white rooms also.
Yeah.
That's when the true test came.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
just saying that to not
Yeah,
discourage
it's
you.
motivating. Like
Keep
if
working,
a
dude.
legendary comment got a reaction like that, then I'm not exempt. I just got to keep working.
You just got to keep working, man.
Yeah.
You want to work both rooms. That's all it is. You
Yeah.
got to work both rooms.
Yeah, but one reason I do it though, Alex, because I didn't want to fuck around with it. I didn't never take stand up comedy as an easy craft. I didn't just jump off the internet and say, "Hey, let me do these jokes now."
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna take some work, and that's why I started exercising the craft and not trying to bring internet jokes to the stage because it doesn't work.
Yeah. And the same thing applies to the business world too, man. It's such a reflection of what real world society is. A lot of times people aren't, acclimated to talking into quote unquote white rooms and talking into business deals. And so when you go into these rooms, a lot of people don't even know how to speak. And so they're thinking what
That's
I
so
talk
true.
to effectively in
So
a black
true.
room to get a deal done.
Yeah.
Then I get into a white room and people looking at me like, next. And you're like, what did I say? What wasn't I doing? So I think that applies to all aspects of life, even sports. A lot of the players, they think I've arrived, but you still have to work the system because we are the minority. And sometimes we in such a small bubble, we forget that we are still the minority, and we have to know how to, be a chameleon into different environments.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm not even going to mention names, but there's big name black comics out there right now that if there was not a black night at the rooms, You know,
Yeah.
everyone has the black.
Yeah, got the
Yeah.
one
Black
black
Factory's got chocolate Sundays. You
Right.
know, Mondays at the Improv.
Right.
And you got what's that? You know, Tuesday nights used to be my night at the comedy store. You know, holla at your boy Thursdays. You know,
Right.
all up in your Fridays.
They're the best
Right.
rooms out there.
Don't get me wrong, they're fun. They're fun, but a lot of those comics, if you got them on a lily white night,
Right.
Yeah.
you would think they've never done comedy before. That's why I'm not impressed. I'm sorry if you're a one-trick pony. I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
Right.
I come to like the Comedy Magic Club on a Wednesday. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about some of these guys that their stuff is so ghetto that like you can't even come speak to another crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would be like, yeah. That's why you need to practice in both rooms.
But you know what's really a really sucky sort of thing, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. The industry is actually the one that pigeonholes you.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
these
I agree with that.
Latina, specials. Like, why can't we just have specials?
Yep.
Let's get black,
It's
Latinas,
unfortunate.
white, everybody.
You are
Why do we
absolutely
have
right.
to be in a pigeonhole? Like I do Latina rooms. I know what material I'm gonna do about
Exactly.
killing my husband if he leaves me.
Right.
White feminists probably don't like that. They want me to be okay
Right.
with being on my own.
Right.
I've been with that motherfucker since he was not
Right,
like I'm
right.
taking him down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I talk about growing up when I'm in a black
Right,
room,
right.
but the way I grew up and family stuff. But like the thing is like the industry shouldn't pigeonhole. And so when
They
you
shouldn't.
feel that way, it really is a big industry thing too, because it's like nobody should have to have a black room, a Hispanic room.
But
a
you know
white,
what, Betsy?
you know?
It just kind of is the way it is. Like, let's
Yeah.
talk about you, right? You are funny as fuck. You have a certain energy that I've seen you in both rooms, and I've seen you kill. How do you do it? So, for example, there's young white female comics out there listening right now, and they want to know how do they either alter their sets or how do you go about this material? Let them know, like,
I don't know.
because I've seen you kill in both rooms.
Yeah, I had to follow you. That's how I
When?
met you.
Really?
Yes. I had to follow you. Came in
I
to
didn't
do
know
a
that.
workout, and it was a booked show. And I'm like, wait. I'm like, what? It's the second time that happened. I'm like, oh, somebody kill me. No, but it's just so funny. I had to follow you, but it was more of like a mixed crowd, but mostly black. So it went really well, and I had people that were, my fan after. But
Why do you think you do so good
how
in
do
black
you do
rooms?
so good? Why do I just because I don't know. I grew up like in New Orleans, and there it's not really about. I mean, maybe it is about race, and maybe I just didn't know because I was on the black side of it all.
Right.
But maybe it was. But I always tell people New Orleans is about rich and poor, and you're either
And you seem
rich
very
or you're
comfortable
poor.
around us.
Black more so than white. I'm very uncomfortable around rich white people. I feel
Why
bad
is
about
that?
Because when I was growing up, super duper extremely poor, my mom got me on reduced tuition, which was practically free tuition, free lunch, used uniforms, any coupon she could get into Catholic school.
Yeah, EBT before the word EBT.
I just wrote a new joke. I was not on EBT. They didn't have it. My mom was making food stamps rain on the cashier. She's like, what, you need another one? Yeah, you need another one? I'm going to get you. Hold on. You want the Doritos? You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
But the thing is that I feel like those people talked so badly about me. And I remember the parents talking about my family or asking me questions about my life. It made me so uncomfortable. And I thought, these are the most judgmental people. I'm not saying all people. I'm saying my experience around these rich white people. One of their daughters had lice, and my little sister
damn.
did not.
Okay.
And one of the rich white parents grabbed the teacher and said, check Sophia's hair again right in front of me. There's no way this family doesn't have lice and we do.
No!
Yeah. Like when I go to rich people's houses, do I sit on their sofa? Probably not. I sit on the floor. I'm more comfortable. Like I'll take my place down here.
Okay.
Wait, before we continue on, I have to introduce this man to you.
we just got going.
We just got right into it tonight.
and
Ladies and
that's
gentlemen, Fact Man himself, ladies and gentlemen, said Brass in the
what's
building.
up?
What's up, Brass?
What's up, man? I'm excited, man.
How was Houston, Texas? Or it hasn't come
I've
up
been
yet?
coming. It's coming up this week.
Oh, it's
Friday.
coming up next
you
week.
haven't went yet.
Are you
Yeah,
excited?
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm
Okay.
excited. I've been on phone calls leading up to coming into the studio today, so it's
Okay.
exciting. It's about to be crazy.
It's about
I
to be
wish
crazy.
One day we can actually all go and probably experience what I experienced.
Do you have to
every year.
rest up before you go to Houston?
Man,
knowing that
I'll
it's
rest
gonna-
up,
You have to
detox.
mentally prepare.
Not mentally, but physically prepare. I've been drinking water all week because I know I'm about to get it in.
Because he knows he's going to wake up having
Yeah.
alcohol for breakfast every day.
Every day. It's gonna be drinking all day, every day. So it's gonna be a crazy
You're going to
affair.
feel like you in Cancun.
Shout out to PVAMU.
Yes.
It's going down this weekend, man. Probably one of the biggest homecomings next to like Howard Homecoming.
Oh, that's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. We got to give a big shout out to DJ Dano.
DJ.
What up,
Chicka,
fam?
chicka,
What
chicka,
up?
What up,
chicka.
DJ Dano? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
DJ
Golf
Party.
this weekend. I'm feeling light.
You play golf?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Monday.
Oh, so you
Must be
deep
nice.
in it right now. Where'd you play?
We played Rio Hondo.
I like Rio
Oh,
Hondo.
it was beautiful.
Nice
man.
course. First time
Lot
playing
of
Rio
work.
Hondo?
First time.
Okay.
Really impressed.
Right off the 5 or 60 freeway, something
right
like
off
that.
the ghetto
605.
of Central.
Yeah,
down in
yeah, I played
California.
Rio Hondo.
And then we did the DeBell for an extra challenge.
DeBell, I have stories about DeBell. DeBell is one of the places I shot my highest worst score.
Okay.
I'll never
Which
forget
was?
the year I started. I admit it, I shot a 149.
Damn.
Yeah.
I thought my 129 at Robinson Ranch was bad.
And then came back 15 years later and shot a 79.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's
I
good.
give you applause for that.
So it was a place that I played the worst I ever, because I had only been playing like 6 months. And I went back 15 years later and had my best score ever. So
Nice.
I had to get back at DeBell.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful course.
So we're gonna dive into the show. And I
Let's
like
go.
this. We just started getting into some.
Yeah, we in there.
you know,
Let's go.
Being real, talking about ourselves. First of all, big shout out to Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy
Uh-huh.
at Dash Radio. Say it, let them know about the YouTube.
Yeah, check us out. We're streaming right now live, youtube.com/The Funny Don't Stop Show. We got quite a few people on here watching and commenting, so it's a good vibe, man. Our viewership is going up. Like it, subscribe it, get the alert so you'll know when we're going on live. So we're doing good.
Absolutely. And also, everybody, make sure you download that free app. All right, at Dash Radio. All you got to do is click on that Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy and just laugh your ass off. We're going to jump right into it. We got to talk about your boy 6ix9ine.
Oh, your boy.
Tekashi 6ix9ine just signed with a $10 million record deal.
That's what I'm hearing.
From
I'm
prison.
not surprised.
Who does that?
That's what I'm hearing.
Talk to me, Savvy. What's the latest?
Yeah, man. I think the label that he was already under signed him to a $10 million deal for 2 albums, one to be released in Spanish and one to be released in English. So I guess when he gets out, he's coming home to a pretty nice bag and 2 albums that he got to release.
And I heard the name of the album was supposed to be My Last Days.
Oh, I thought you were serious.
Nigga, that's what it's gonna be. But it's gonna be his last days. I don't know how this dude thinks that he is going to last. And then I heard he's saying he doesn't want to have like extra security and all that. Like, are you serious right now?
Yeah, he didn't want because whenever you're a federal witness, they offer you the program. What's the program?
Witness protection.
There you go. Where they change everything. He didn't want that. He said, "I'm fine with just the security that I had before I came here."
Okay.
He couldn't survive witness protection. Look at his hair and his face and his tattoos.
Like,
How you
exactly.
gonna hide?
Well, because he's gonna have to remove all of that stuff.
That would be kind of painful to get all that shit
Yeah.
off your face.
Right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Nah,
Betsy, do you have any tattoos?
No, that's not going
No,
down.
I don't have that.
No tattoos. Seth, do you have tattoos?
Nah, absolutely
Does anybody
not.
here have tattoos?
I-
Witness protection for real? That's no.
He declined
Not
it.
happening.
That 2 was for what? I just saw somebody hold up a 2. I don't know if that meant
2 tattoos.
Oh yeah, 2 tattoos.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Oh, and by the way, man, you can't see him, but we always give big shout outs to our producer, the guy that got us looking extra fly. And also our producer, of course, Doc is in the building, always cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Mr. Cool.
Yes, sir. What up, Doc? You look good doing your thing.
Mr. Cool.
All right, so let's move along, man. I know we were just talking about this the other day, but some crazy stuff came up with your favorite shoe company.
No, not mine.
Skechers. Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but Nike is actually suing
Suing them.
Skechers because they bit off I think it was the Air Max 270 or something.
How would that even look?
Dude,
Oh, is that a picture of it there live?
I tell
Yeah.
you,
It
all
looked
they
like
did
it.
was take
You
off
gotta be kidding
the
me.
swoosh and put an S on it, brother.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that. Come on, man.
do y'all see this shit?
Yeah.
And what they're doing is there's for every single penny that they made.
Those look kind of nice right there.
But those are Nikes, nigga.
Nah.
All they did was put an S on it. Come on, man.
It's a little
Those
deviation.
are the real ones. And then when you see the Skechers version, you see all they did was lift the Nike up and put an S on it.
It's a little different.
What's your fit? What,
The Nike doesn't have that little toe on it. The Nike,
come on, it's the same
that,
blue.
man, that is not. It's the blueprint, but it's not
Yeah,
quite
but
the
you
same.
can't steal like that.
Yeah, you can. I agree.
You have
you
to
can.
change it 10%
I agree.
in fashion.
Something.
10% to steal
Well, that
it.
ain't. No, when I'm saying all they did was take the goddamn swoosh off and put an
That's
S on
it. But if there's a 4th grade teacher right now wearing them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not giving a damn, man.
No, there's a night manager at a Home Depot right there, walking up and down the plumbing aisle, comfortable as a motherfucker, with
Yeah.
some shoes that cost $14.
I'm going to buy a pair and wear them next week.
You better not. If you wear some Skechers on this motherfucker, you're gonna be in here barefoot.
You said
Really?
Dude, there's no
$14.
Skechers allowed.
You
in here.
could buy one, get one free.
It's a no sketcher rule. I didn't know that.
No Skecher rule on the Funny Don't Stop show.
Wait. Alice. I saw a web page last week that had a survey.
Okay.
Top 10 most comfortable shoes. 7 of them were Skechers.
Okay.
I'm sure they're
I
right here.
don't care.
So how you gonna enforce sketcher rules in here and Brazy wear sketchers?
My wife don't wear no goddamn Skechers. Well,
She told me she
slid
got
up
some
once
Skechers.
Yeah, that's when she was pregnant, and that's how she got a
Okay.
pass.
Okay. All
See,
right.
As
they
soon as the
comfortable.
baby came out, I took the shoes off the emergency table and slid on some goddamn Air Maxes on those motherfuckers. No Skechers in my house, dog. And then my mother-in-law wanted to bring some home for my son. I'm like, no, we can't do that.
Most comfortable shoe on the planet.
Great,
Yeah.
Docker boy.
Not
You
for the
got-
kids.
Docker boy. Damn.
So let's move on. Let me just tell you how crazy the sneaker game is right now. How the sneaker game is like the dope game now. Just yesterday at an LA seaport, they seized over 14,000 pairs of the off-white Nikes. Everybody knows about the off-whites, and it came up to like a total of $2 million.
Wow.
So off-whites, just so you know, you can't buy them in the mall.
Right.
Everybody that knows, the story behind Virgil Abloh, he's now the head of fashion at Louis Vuitton, but he also has his Off-White brand, and he did a collaboration with Nike.
Yeah.
And it is just taking off in the new generation. So people are really, really, really paying top dollar, like $1,500, $2,000 for these Off-Whites.
Yeah.
But that just shows how serious it is. Now hold on, let me explain these.
Those are off-whites?
No.
Is that
Bro, I need
Jesus?
you to slow down. I need you to slow down with the pictures. Because I'm looking at the pictures and I'm trying to talk at the same time.
Was that Jesus?
No, let me do the talking first. So yes, to answer your question, some custom sneaker designer came up with the brilliant idea, and he called them the Jesus sneakers.
Okay.
He took some water from the Sea of Galilee,
Oh, God.
where Jesus walked, and with a needle injected the holy water into the air pockets of the Nikes. And the shoes were blessed and ordained by a famous Catholic priest, and that's them right there.
Oh, wow.
And they sold for $1,500 in 4 minutes.
Wow.
What you laughing at, Savvy?
Wow. I'm
Yeah, what do you-
gonna make me like some Roscoe's chicken and waffle Air Max, right?
I mean, this
and go
is
get
just-
some
it's
grease.
not some syrup.
Yeah, get some. Yeah,
Bro.
inject that joint with some syrup and see what I can get for that.
It's just unbelievable the scammy ways people have discovered
Yeah.
to
To get
make
money.
money.
Yeah.
I mean, people are so naive and fickle that
Right.
they would do something like that.
Well, here's my thing.
Yeah.
Whoever this creative guy is that came up with the Jesus sneakers, you need to hook up with Kanye immediately.
Oh yeah, he
Because
won't.
now that hold on, let me finish. Now that Kanye is a born again Christian,
Right.
and he just found the Lord, and he left Nike and went to Adidas. Can you imagine if that dude hooked up with Nike, and now you got the Holy Water Yeezys.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be
You got the Holy Water Jesus walks.
Holy Water Jesus walk.
Come on, man. You know how crazy, and then you know the kind of person Kanye is, and when Adidas got that kind of money, they can mess around and sign up the Pope.
Yeah, you never know.
And the Pope be in your commercials.
Yeah, Pope
Yeah.
Francis
Yeah.
in the commercial.
Yeah.
Man. God
That
damn.
would be awesome.
How crazy would that be that the Pope is wearing Holy Water Yeezys?
Be walking on water like Jesus.
Be walking on water. And then the bad part, you're going to get dudes all around the country thinking they can walk on water now and drowning
Oh,
like
I
a
mean, niggas
motherfucker
drowning right and left.
in
man.
the Holy Water
Yeah.
Yeezys.
Them
Like this was not supposed to happen.
the 2020 Jerusalem Nikes. That's a damn shame,
Oh
man.
my God. So right now, I want to get into this segment that we do every week with our girl Betsy right here. And it's called the Chick Shit.
Uh-oh.
Chick Shit.
Uh-oh.
Chick. Oh, that should be it right there. Do that again.
Chick shit.
Boom.
Oh wow.
Oh, we need to record
Yeah,
that one more
that's so
time.
awesome.
Whoa, ready? Right after he says it, then you get into it, right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the
Chick shit.
report.
A lady finds and arrested.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're supposed to keep it
That's
going.
improv.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, we're supposed to keep that
Tell
going.
us about it, Betsy.
A lady fined and arrested for wearing a string bikini that's too revealing in the Philippines, y'all.
Okay.
You can't wear a thong in the
You
Philippines?
can't wear a thong in the Philippines.
Why?
They told her once. Because they don't want to see your body no matter how good it is in the Philippines.
Oh,
Keep your
Interesting.
ass to yourself
So
in
would
the
you
Philippines.
would you break the law if you went out there?
I just
Would you
wouldn't
wear a
go.
string bikini?
I wouldn't go. I don't go to places like that.
Oh, okay.
I need to wear what I want, and I need people
Absolutely.
to get over it.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying I have the biggest ass. I work it out, and if I want to put a
Work it
string
out.
bikini on it, then that's what I want.
Hey,
to
that's
do.
your choice.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. She was fined $2,500 in Filipino money, which is like $50 in American money, but still, it's a fine and
So it's
arrested.
like $50 per cheek.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, at least that was it though. They would have whooped their ass in Dubai.
Could you imagine laying by the pool? The management company comes up to you and says, "Don't wear that again.
Right.
You're not allowed to wear that here." And the
That's
next day, you're like,
crazy.
"It's art. I'm wearing it
Wow.
again."
Yeah.
Your ass goes
A
to jail.
string bikini.
That is crazy. So I guess
Yeah.
there's no freedom of speech out there. Huh?
No freedom of
No
showing
freedom
your
of
ass.
showing
No
your
freedom.
ass.
She ain't go to jail for speech.
Yeah.
That I could just
Yeah.
imagine a video of her in handcuffs with her ass out,
Right.
Yeah.
putting her in the car and shit.
Yeah. Looking like a hooker in Vegas
Yeah.
or something.
So give us some more of that chick shit.
Okay, more of the chick shit. Forever 21 is bankrupt. Closed
Damn.
350 stores. They closed the one on the promenade, the
Yeah,
three-story.
and Forever 21 was like a huge department store.
Yeah, it was
because they
big, man.
mastered cheap shit that looked dope. Ladies, am I right?
Oh my God! But Alex, they went too crazy. They were doing like I have a Mountain Dew bomber from them. That's so awesome. I mean, I love Forever 21.
A Mountain Dew bomber.
I hate it.
Mountain Dew bomber. What the hell? How'd that happen?
I'm doing the dip.
A Mountain Dew bomber.
Wow, it's so cool.
So would they have a Kool-Aid bomber in there too, or something?
I mean, they should, but they don't.
But you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not even a girl, and I can tell you right now. But I'm into fashion. Fashion Nova knocked them out the box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Totally
Pretty much what
Fashion
happened.
Nova.
I mean, do you know about Fashion Nova?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
everybody.
Does the guys in here know about Fashion Nova?
Yeah, we all know.
Dude, when I tell you they mastered, and you tell me if I'm right, you're a woman.
Yeah.
Fly lady shit that's cheap as fuck. Like if you have a nice body, you can have on a $10 Fashion Nova outfit and pull up to the Grammys
And look, yeah, you look like $1 million.
and look sexy
And
as
then
hell.
they got
can.
these Halloween costumes that are like sexy and
Yeah.
hot as hell.
Well, you know what took them. You know what took them to the next level? Cardi B.
Yeah, Cardi
When
B.
Cardi B signed on, she became the new ratchet superstar,
Yep.
and she was speaking to that generation.
Yep, she blew it up.
Blew it up, and then you got to understand. What also another thing that made them huge was the internet. They got literally any and every girl. Like the joke I used to do a while back. I said, just because you take pictures don't make you a model.
Right.
But you know, every chick on Instagram that takes pictures thinks she's a model.
Right.
Yeah.
And now you can really put Fashion
Yeah.
Nova on it, and somebody be like, "Oh, she might really be a Fashion Nova model."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they didn't discriminate.
Right.
And I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Because money's green.
I
Whether the
love
chick is
that.
$350
Yeah.
or $115, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
You know they got a Fashion Over Men now. They launched that this
they
year.
got some cool stuff
So,
too.
I haven't bought anything on there, but
They
it's
got
cool.
some cool stuff
It's
too.
cool for the brothers that want
And
to
you
wear
know
that kind of
the girl
stuff.
that was like their first huge model.
Yeah. She's still the spokesperson for
she's
him,
still
so it's
the
all
spokes-
good.
what is
Yeah.
her name?
Yodi. Shout out to Yodi, Ethiopian.
Yeah,
She's
Yodi,
the
I know. She, like,
spokesperson for Fashion Nova, so she's doing a thing over there.
Absolutely, because
Yeah.
they actually have a store in the mall now.
Yep.
No, for real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like in
yeah.
the Topanga Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's your girl's in the window.
yeah.
I remember her being like the first.
Do their clothes identify itself? Like if Bling and Betsy had it on, would I know?
You
Not
wouldn't
really.
know.
No, but not really.
You won't know.
It's not
You
like
won't know.
Fendi, Louis Vuitton, Gucci.
Right. So there's no big logo that stands
Nah.
out. There's
I'm not
no
even-
belt buckles that says Fashion Over on it.
Absolutely not. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but I swear some of this stuff you can get at the Slots and Swap.
Yeah.
Really? The Fashion Nova stuff?
No. Not Fashion Nova.
Oh, yeah.
But it looks just
Yeah.
like it because it's really
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah. And they do some. They do
It's
third
really-
party.
It's really cheap, but if
Yeah.
you have a nice body, you
Yeah.
can get
You
away
work with
with it. It doesn't have to be a name. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, don't even think nice body if you're not obese or out of shape.
Yeah.
Because you could be slim
And shout out
like
to the
Betsy,
obese,
right?
overweight women that are watching right now. We
Yeah.
love the big mamas, the chunkies, the thickums. You know what I mean?
They're all
What's the other word for bigger women? What does Speedy used to call them?
Fluffy.
Yeah.
All the fluffy ladies.
Fluffy.
What'd you say?
Big.
Oh, yeah, well, without being mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say that, but then they'll probably tune off.
Fluffy, yeah,
They're
fluffy.
wearing Fashion Nova looking good in it too. You
They
see
sure
them.
are.
They really are. It
And
looks
I'm going to
good
say
on
that
everybody.
again so nobody gets it twisted. Shout out to all the big girls out there with all that confidence. Do your thing, girl. You know what I'm saying?
The
Look
Lane
cute.
Bryants.
Yeah, look cute while you eating your Whopper. You know what I'm saying? You look cute with a fat burger in your hand.
Yeah.
Double.
Beer.
Yeah. Or make sure it's an Impossible Burger, right?
An Impossible Burger with a Michelob Light in your hand. And shit.
Hilarious. Damn.
And as we're speaking of fashion, another big California has become the first state in America to ban furs.
Oh wow.
Furs, you know.
Any kind of fur?
Well, you know, PETA was already on them,
Yeah.
but now it's like if you mess around. Now that's what I don't understand. Can you get arrested for that?
You can wear it if you have it. It's out of production, so they can. It's starting in 2 years, I think it is. They basically say you cannot buy it. You cannot. If you guys don't know this, animals are skinned while they're living because they just skin them, rip their skin off, and they die in a very cruel, vicious way. They're electrocuted to death up the butt. Half of them are just in pins on top of each other, and their bones are sticking out. They can't move. They can't nothing.
Wow.
It is the worst animal cruelty, so it is the biggest, most amazing thing that could ever happen. Because the thing is like people don't know. If people knew this, that would have been banned a long time
I did not
ago.
know they are electrocuted. Usually, when you're watching these shows, you see people out hunting, and you'll see them with a rifle,
Right.
kill the whatever it is, the bear or whatever. Then they
Yeah.
skin them. I didn't know they.
They cannot get blood on
But
the
it's
fur.
but
it
it's
ruins it.
crazy though, like the extent we go to things like that, man. Because I mean, they got people working in diamond mines over in Sierra Leone, man. But yet we want the big fat rocks on our fingers and in our ears. People getting killed for that too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, so
they're
I mean,
like they make like cruelty-free diamonds now. It's
I did
crazy.
not know. I did not know that. I
Yes.
did
Yeah.
not know that.
You
So in
get
other
them
words,
like
it's just not real.
So
no,
no,
they're
no,
real.
no.
They're
No, they're
lying
real.
Other places.
You go to propose to your wife, Alex. You got your diamond. You like, look, did some African man have to die for this shit? You know, did somebody have to dig this up before?
Yeah.
So it's like they got paperwork on this shit. Like, how do you figure it out?
Baby, that's a vegan diamond.
That's a
Put
vegan.
that in. You understand me?
Yeah.
That's a vegan diamond right there. And also let me tell you how far they're going. They're going as far as the biggest circus of all time, Ringling Brothers.
Yeah.
Out of business.
No longer can you have bears, tigers, elephants, and what's the other?
Lions, tigers,
Lions,
bears.
tigers, bears.
No animals.
Oh my.
Yeah, because remember they were jumping through hoops and they considered that cruelty. You know, you see an elephant on a ball, but then what happened is you also every 4 or 5 years an elephant goes, let me show this nigga why I need to be back in Africa.
Right.
And I'm gonna stomp his ass out. And it happens every once in a while because they're not made for this.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get them all to become more like Circus Soleil, where there's no animals. It's still a circus show. But you got to think about it. This new generation wouldn't know that. I know the
Yeah.
older, we grew up with tigers jumping
Right.
through
Yeah.
fire.
And all that.
You
Yeah.
see it at the circus when I was a kid.
Yeah, but no longer. I guess they're trying to.
They keeping the monkeys though, right?
You know what? I don't know the monkey count or the monkey rules.
You know what it is?
I'm just
It's
saying.
the cruelty and the training. It's
Yeah.
how you think
No,
you're going to
exactly.
get that 100,000-pound elephant to do what you want
You
to
gotta
do.
Ain't they
beat him
whooping
up.
his ass to
You
get him
gotta
up
whoop his
there?
ass.
Yeah, they whooping his ass.
Say,
to
meet
make
up
him
on
jump
the
up
stool.
there.
Terribly, yeah.
Get your ass up there, Dumbo.
Yeah.
Good, y'all,
yeah.
let me see. You know what I want to see? I want to see some bad people in a circus. Let's beat their ass. Get them jump your
It's called prison.
Right. What's your feeling on that, Sad?
I mean,
Like, if you had kids, would you want to take them to the circus to see the elephant jump rope and hopscotch and shit?
well,
God,
Yeah.
You want to see a monkey shooting dice? You know that was always the funny shit. You see animals doing regular shit.
Yeah.
And here's the tiger smoking a new.
yeah,
How did you get him to smoke a new?
yeah. He's playing a 3-card Monty. You got the monkey playing the 3-card Monty. You know, the interesting thing is that
Watch Jerome take
Yeah.
your money.
Oh, shit.
Get a monkey
The
talking about what they
Niggling
hitting
Brothers.
for and shit. You know.
Niggling Brothers Circus.
Niggle Brothers Circus.
Watch your animals.
7.
Come watch the animals do nigger shit.
yeah,
And here's a bear doing a drive-by.
yeah. And it's funny y'all said that because that's actually where I was going to go with it.
All right, let's hear
You
you
know, when I've gone on trips with kids in the past,
Hold on one
on
second.
field trips, I know. Let them get it out.
Hold
You
on,
got to
let
get
me
it out.
finish laughing. Give
Yeah.
him about 5
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah. Let them get it out.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
But you're
man.
supposed to laugh like that. That's what I love.
Man.
Funny Don't Stop Show.
Come on, man.
Yeah, no
Now,
doubt.
Sad, finish what you were saying.
No, I'm always the one to educate kids on how we used to be the actual circus act. We used to be the actual monkeys in the cage, and we used to be the ones jumping through the fire hoops and all of that.
Right.
So it's kind of ironic that, you know, now it's this kind of almost selective outrage on the atrocities that were faced through the transatlantic slave trade, the
Exactly.
sub-Saharan slave trade, and all throughout, you know, Africa. And now what you guys were talking about. But now when we look at it, it's a big thing now that we're doing it to the animals. Not to make it more right, but to understand the path that we have traveled and how far we've come as a people. So I'm always reflecting on those
I'm
things.
just curious because just for our fans to know, this is a temporary studio until the new studio opens at Dash. But that huge ass air conditioner that just went on sounded like a goddamn tsunami just happened. Raul, are you hearing that? Because maybe one of you can go tell the guy outside. You can't? I just wanted to make sure because that shit sounded like it was Armageddon in this.
Take me back to the projects days, man.
Start talking regular. I'm gonna just do my impression. So
Yeah.
tell us.
Yeah,
So
man.
Sad, how's it gonna when you go back to Prairie View this
Yeah,
week?
man, when I go back, I'm gonna land. You know, yeah,
Like really?
yeah.
I love your laugh, Betsy.
Yeah.
Betsy. I love
Hey,
your
it
laugh.
is cool as hell in here,
That's
though.
good. I like
Yeah,
it.
it does feel good,
A good
though.
ass breeze came
Feels
with that
good, but
fucking
it is a
tsunami.
fucked up
good.
sound for the
Yeah.
people listening to us in
Yeah.
Siberia right
We
now.
been in another studio. Alex be in there sweating. You're not sweating today, though, man.
Because I like it cool. I just do not like shit hot, nigga. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to look in here looking like a runaway slave in this
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like a piece of rotisserie chicken in this motherfucker.
Yeah. You don't remember the times we used to have the window units? Was you that poor when we had like the window unit in the
Yes,
joint, man?
Yes.
And the glass came down like halfway.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Man,
That's
Now,
called.
they wouldn't laugh at
Said
that.
you were rich if you had that. No,
a window unit? Okay.
when we were poor, we had a window. When you were poor, you didn't have no AC.
Hold up. Did you say window?
Yeah.
How about sleeping in sleeping bags every night
Yeah.
outside?
Yeah.
I had a regular fan and just used to put a pack of ice behind the motherfucker.
Oh,
You had a
wow.
window
Oh,
fan.
damn, what projects did you grow up in?
Yeah. I had a fan. We were pouring water. We were having a wet T-shirt contest
Oh,
in my
man.
room.
Hey,
wow.
so I'm gonna move right along, man. This is some more serious stuff right here. 21-year-old DeAndre Somerville. I know everybody knows the situation. He was sentenced to 10 days of jail for oversleeping and missing his jury duty, and ended up getting 10 days in prison. And like everybody's wondering, like, was that a little too harsh? Let's start with you, Sad, because I know you know the whole story, man. Come on, man, talk to us.
Oh man, that was crazy. A lot of people said it was racial. for the simple fact that it was a white judge, and he made a point to basically make an example
out of him. Like,
out of this
make
kid.
sure your alarm clock goes off, motherfucker.
Yeah,
You're gonna do hard time.
Yeah, that's ridiculous to actually give him that kind of time for missing jury duty. But subsequently, I must say that the judge did redact the sentencing on him, and now he's eradicated the entire sentencing and every time served on everything.
But he did the 10 days.
Yeah, he did the 10
You
days.
can't take that back.
Can't take the 10 days.
I'm sorry
back.
that you got fucked in your ass that first night. I'm gonna take that back.
That's the cold part.
And that's my bad. No, it's my bad and my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the 1 year probation and actually having it on his record, yes, the 10 days you can't take it back. But it was such a great outcry from the community.
Yeah.
And they were like, "This is a good kid. He had no crime. He was very active in his church, very active in his community, and all these people came out to speak to the judge. And then the judge was like, "Okay, well, given the fact that so many people have vouched for him, I think it's best that it's time served." But a lot of people think that people on high called the judge up and made him change the sentencing. So,
Well,
What you in for?
what you in for? You know what I mean?
But wait, wasn't he? He was on a case though.
Jury
He
duty,
was
huh?
on a case.
he got assigned to jury
So,
duty.
okay, but it wasn't just showing up, sitting there waiting for a case. It was on a case.
Yeah, he
And
was.
I'm thinking, what are you doing? Why are they picking 21-year-olds to decide federal cases?
No, that is very
but
true.
that's the problem. Why would you pick a 20? You think a 21-year-old should decide your fate?
Right. Well, they consider you an adult at 21, so.
Well, I'm thinking, God, he didn't show up.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm glad that nigga fell asleep.
It's funny. It's funny y'all say that. I do a lot of debates off of on other shows and other people platforms, and there was a kid on there that was 21. Well, he's not a kid, a grown man, and we was talking about the state of what it means to be a black man. And everyone got upset. I said, well, honestly, you shouldn't even be on this panel because you're only 21. You can't even.
You haven't lived yet.
You can't even speak to experience of what it means to be a black man.
You were born last Thursday.
And everybody thought I was trying to shut him down like he didn't have a voice.
Right.
He can speak. I'm not trying to shut him down to speak.
Right.
But essentially, you can't really add anything to the conversation because you just turned 21 this year.
That's true.
You
Has
haven't-
anybody here? I'm just
Yeah.
curious. Has anyone ever done jury duty? Because I've been offered several times and I've always ditched it.
I guess I'm too
Can't
dumb.
do that.
They never picked me.
I've done
You
it.
did it?
I've done it.
Doc, you did it?
I've
So you
always
done it?
did.
Yeah, I don't like to do it, man. Like usually, like I said, I curved them. But one time I got like a yellow paper saying that they were going to suspend my license and fine me.
Yep.
So I went on ahead and went, but I didn't get selected. And so they just wrote me off that I did show up, and then I didn't have to worry about it. No
Do you
more.
get
Nice.
paid
Yeah.
to do jury duty?
If your
$10.
job doesn't pay, they'll pay you.
$10.
Did you say
Yeah.
$10?
It's about $10.
$10.
$10
Yeah,
$10 for what?
for the
$10
day.
for the day.
But
For the day?
when you
For the
say that,
day.
did you get picked to be on a jury? Because I just sit in the room the whole day and then they let me
Me
go.
too.
Oh, you did
Same
it?
here.
Oh, so you've done it?
I've sat in the room
Yeah.
a million times.
Yep.
Yeah.
They
Did
never
you get
picked
paid
you.
every time?
No.
No.
Bro,
You're not gonna get paid
gotta
if you
pay
don't.
for
Oh,
parking.
I've never
Bro,
done it, so I don't have any idea. I
They
just
give you a back to work note and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I just say I'm a black militant, and then they don't pick me anyway.
Yeah.
They're like, all right.
I got picked once, Alex. I got picked once for a case of a homeless guy that had a handmade pistol gun. They call it a pipe gun.
Yeah, they do them in jail.
Yeah, no, because he defended himself. He was his own lawyer, and he was homeless.
Oh, wow.
So that was a quick trial. And then the second time I went for jury duty, I told him I was an independent businessman and I can't take days off because otherwise I can't make no money. And they're
Right.
like,
Oh, it's as simple as that?
So,
I'm not saying it
sometimes
is.
it is, sometimes it's not.
It depends on what
Yeah.
they got on the books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're ready to fine you $1,500. Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to move on to the I Said So
Oh, man.
segment with Said Brass, ladies and gentlemen. I know
Oh,
Said Brass
man, this ain't
has always
funny.
got the facts on everything. You know, got to listen to what this man said. So talk to us.
Said so.
I Said So.
Yeah, this ain't
Talk to
funny,
us.
man. This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. all right?
Okay. You look like you were about to steal on a
I
nigga.
know.
This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop you in your motherfucking mouth.
No, I got real serious. I got real serious with that one.
Nigga, you looked at me like, yeah, and you owe me $20.
Man, I don't know because y'all got the black on, man. So it's really making me, feel a certain type of way.
Militant.
Yeah, it's an extra militant vibe going on. Man, I got Betsy up here dying laughing.
White woman sitting next to you.
Yeah.
My milk and magnesia.
My milk
And magnesia.
White. That's what you know. It's when you take the W with the H. White. White. Not white. White.
OMG.
White. You are. See, I'm white.
Wait till I come up in here with a tan.
Yeah. It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It'll just be
Come in
red.
here, Olive one weekend.
Oh, don't start that one.
So talk to us, Sid.
Yeah, so man, off the top, man, I was reading online. It's this one situation going on at Penn State. A Penn State fan wrote on his social media. It created a social media storm over an open letter that he wrote to one of the football players on the team, saying that his dreadlocks look disgusting and says that he should just use it with the coaches. And he sent the letter to the coaches as well, saying they need to clean up the players. More importantly, saying the players are starting to look bad because a lot of the players, that's the thing in football, they're wearing the dreadlocks. And he said, this is Penn State. Our players shouldn't look like Florida State and Miami players.
Ooh.
So he explained that his comments weren't racial. And so, I've been creating these conversations and other platforms to see what do people really think. Some people saying, well, he has his opinion. Some people saying, well, that is racial.
It is.
Other people are just saying it's ignorance.
Yeah, it's
so there's
ignorance.
certain levels to, how people will feel about it. But it's created such a media storm that the team had to actually come back and say, no, we aren't, acknowledging these comments. The coach has said that this fan was ignorant, and a lot of the students came out against it.
Well, my question is, I wonder if Florida State is playing Penn State this year,
Yeah.
because if them brothers heard
Yeah.
that, somebody gonna get their teeth knocked out, because that is racist. That's basically saying Florida State, they got the gold teeth and they look like, the trick daddies and the dreads.
Right.
And yeah, they some real hood dudes down there. But that's the last thing you want to say, because yes, it is racist. And yes, it is kind of like saying they're not clean and you should be, faded up or whatever. Come on, man. Black comes in different shapes, size, and colors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's very racist.
And they don't have such clean reputation of themselves.
Thank you. Let's
exactly.
really get deep with Penn State.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know what's happened with that program. They damn near got the death penalty 3 years ago.
Man.
And I'm going to tell y'all, I want to see a picture of the fan who wrote the letter, because I might have a problem with his ass the way he
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let me see his ass.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he kind of looks like Tom Brady.
There you go.
Let's not even try to sugarcoat shit.
Yeah,
I think and nothing against Tom Brady, but you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah, we get it.
You know what I mean?
And it's just the hypocrisy, man, because we see people all the time celebrating their music. They celebrate it all the time. But when it's kind of on their front door, a lot of people get offended. And it's a selective outrage on what they want to be upset and mad about. But I bet the same guy is Michael Jordan is his best player. And, he has a lot of black people that he loves. So it's just interesting. Yeah, I know. I love the sound effects. It's just
I will say this though, I'm black and I'm gonna say this. This shit's just kind of been bothering me lately.
Okay.
Some of these dudes is going a little too far with these damn dreads. I was watching Monday Night Football last night. I don't know, the dude's dreads were so long you couldn't see his last name or his jersey number. His shit he could have tucked his dreads in his pants.
Damn.
That's how long the dude's dreads were, and it was like crazy. You can't even go and number. I don't know what.
But that's like roster though, man.
Huh?
But that's like roster though. That's where his strength comes from his hair. That's traditionally
No.
right.
I get that, but it just kind of looks funny because I think it was a play last year. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. And dude got an interception, and dude, when you're running and you're trying to dive, usually they dive at the ankle. Pulled his dread. Not only pulled the dread out, tackled the dude, and he saved the touchdown. So the big dilemma was, is that fair? What do you call?
It's legal.
Can you? And it was legal.
Yeah,
as
you can
hell.
do it. If you're gonna wear it, you can tackle.
If you're gonna wear it, you can pull somebody's hand. I know that. If I were that dude, I would have shaved my dreads the next day, because that's gonna stop me from getting touchdowns now. They're gonna be targeting my braids.
I don't think that should be legal. I don't think it should be legal. I mean, I don't care about football, but I don't think it should be legal to pull somebody's hair and tackle them down.
Why is? I mean, if you got a ponytail that's going down to your ass cheeks and you're
I know.
running the ball, and
I get it.
I dive and I miss your body, but I can pull your ponytail,
Right.
it's considered a part of your body.
It's not a real tackle. You're pulling hair like a bunch of girls.
Yeah.
I mean,
But no, you're right. And the flip side is, why do you have a goddamn ponytail going down your back? And you're in the NFL, you know what I mean? So yeah, you really do have a great point. And Raul, I like how you're taking pictures. Can you take more, please, from a few different angles? Thank you. So said, what's the next I said so?
What we got next, man? You know, not a basher. I always like to make that point. man.
We gotta say it up front,
gotta
and I'll second it. We are not gay bashing. You say it.
We're not gay bashing.
Now get on to your topic.
Yeah, I'm just a truth seeker, and I'm out here to give the truth and the information.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'll let that be the chat feed
I
and
know what
everybody
you
to talk about.
about.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get what everybody's vibe is. You know, obviously Billy Porter came out, you know, on a big storm on the red carpet last year.
The Oscars.
Yeah. Well, you know, on a national level, a lot of people, you know, found out who Billy Porter is. Came out with
the
kind
tuxedo
of like
dress.
a tuxedo mesh kind of dress little situation. So hey, he's blowing up off that, right? Yeah, he's blowing up off that. So yeah, that gives everybody a little refresher
Dress
of who Billy Porter is. So
And a
now he's
goatee.
getting gigs off this, and now he's been cast to be Cinderella, the fairy godmother in
That's
Cinderella.
crazy.
So I'm interested to figure out what people think about him now being cast in a Disney series with Billy Porter as the godmother.
We're gonna start with you.
Is the
Betsy.
fairy
What
godmother.
do you think about this black man with a goatee being the fairy godmother?
y'all know I love this shit.
I know you do. It's almost like, why we asking? Because I know you're like, oh my God, he's scarce.
Yeah, I
Girl
want to borrow
power.
his outfits
I know.
and play dress up with him.
I
He
know.
looks great. Good for him. Let him win.
Can I just be honest right now? This is and I wasn't really gonna say anything, and I'm gonna try to do it as nice as I can. Because again, it's a shame I have to go. For all the listeners right now, I am not gay bashing, but it's a tough time being a comedian because you have to watch what you say, how you say it, and it's kind of like not even fair because like you're taking away from a topic. So what are we supposed to do? Not talk about this at all?
Yeah.
You know, I am a father of two. I have a 4-year-old daughter and I have a son that's about to be 2. Yes, I have a problem with a man wearing a dress. There could be a lot of people that are upset with me on that. I get it. The new generation is, how can you talk like that? I can't, because that boy belongs to me. And as a father, I'm going to tell him everything I know. I'm going to try to treat him what I feel is right and wrong. And my wife is on the same page as me. It's unfortunate. I'm very, very good friends. I'm good friends. I know Dwayne Wade.
Uh-oh.
I know Gabrielle Union. But it kind of disturbed me a little this morning when I saw the post where it was Gabrielle, their little daughter, and his son. And Dwayne said, hey, my girls. And it just made me, it was like a kick in my nuts. Because I'm like, that's kind of validating it. It's kind of like, it's like I feel like give the boy a chance before you start calling him your girl. He's 12, am I correct?
No, not even 12.
What is he, 9?
9.
9 for you to say, that's like saying you are ready to call it quits.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is
Well,
you guys
you got-
feeling? And Dwayne Wade, if you're listening, Gabrielle, you know I love y'all. But how could I not say anything? I hope everybody appreciates my opinion. And it's just my opinion. I'm not bashing you guys. I understand the boy came out in the gay parade down in Miami, correct?
Yep.
And all that, but I was just like, wow, how do you make that decision so early? I guess my whole thing is that young, no sex yet. Right. I don't, girl or boy. We teach them right from wrong, but how does your 9-year-old say, your 9-year-old boy go, I'm a woman, and I want to start wearing skirts. And I'm like, where do you go? That to me, I need everybody to chime in after I say this. That'd be like if my 9-year-old came up and said, Daddy, I'm going to join the Crips today. Right. It's up for me to go, no, you're not going to join a gang. Gangs are bad. You can get killed being a gang member. You can go to jail for being a gay. I'm going to tell him right from wrong. Where, as a dad, aren't I supposed to be there to tell him right? If he goes, I'm going to go play with guns, or I'm going to go join this, I'm going to go join that. No, it's my job to tell him from what I know, that is not the right decision. And there's going to be people out there that are going to be mad at me for saying that. Where am I wrong for saying that? How am I wrong for saying that?
But your son has never, and your daughter have never come to you to say, I feel more comfortable dressing like a woman. Please call me Sarah. Your son has never said that.
Obviously,
to you.
because he's not even 2 yet. He can't even talk.
Right. But the thing is that these kids, like if you watch the show I Am Jazz, since she would never put on boys' clothes at the age of like 2 and 3. She refused as a kid.
But Betsy, where is the parents to go at 2? Like when you go, she would never. Where is the parent to go? No. At 2, you're wearing pants. You're not going to wear a skirt. Where is that wrong? How is that wrong to tell them wrong from right at that age? To me, they don't know anything yet.
Yeah, at 3, I didn't eat lima beans, but who knew? I love lima beans now, right? But at 3, I was like, Mama, I don't want to eat lima beans, right? And they're like, boy, you going to eat these lima beans or you going to starve, right? And guess what? I love lima beans now.
But
right?
I almost got to take it. I almost got to take it to a extreme. It's like you being 3 years old and you're going under the sink and you say, I'm going to try some rat poison, Mama. And you just go, hey, if that's your decision, try it. No. Right. You say rat poison is bad. You can get sick. You can die. Isn't that my responsibility as a parent?
So playing devil's advocate, Alex, people are going to say that's a false equivalency because you're taking something that we all know is harmful and we all know that's wrong. But we're not, the other side is going to say we're not saying that being homosexual is wrong. So it's kind of making a false equivalency.
I get it.
Whereas you're taking something that we can definitively know is wrong and definitively know that can harm someone. But the problem is people are going to say that being a homosexual isn't wrong and it isn't harming someone.
It's just that early. I guess I'm not even it's a weird situation because I'm saying let them make that decision kind of like later.
I agree.
I just feel like, damn it. Under 15-year-old, who just lets their kids do whatever they want to do?
Well, because
I don't know.
Yeah, and a lot of it is about
when you were in school and you wanted to kiss someone. Remember when you were a kid? Like I was a girl, so girls develop faster.
You were a girl?
We need to see baby pictures nowadays.
Yeah,
right?
I need to
You don't know.
I need to see his ID.
It's confusing.
I know.
A lot of people have mistaken the voice. Whatever.
The way you said that, you're like, I used to be a girl.
But
Used to be.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. From 92 to 97, I was a girl.
as a young kid, you know what you like. I remember being maybe 6 or 7 and thinking a boy in like first grade was cute.
No,
and being like, I want to kiss that boy.
I get it.
Because you're stupid, you're a kid. But that's the thing. Even as a kid, I always say to people, and it's such a big mistake because people think kids don't know, they're stupid. Kids are smarter than us. They know more than us because they still have their compassion and all those things that don't get tainted through the years. They know what they like. I really do believe that.
I disagree.
I get what you're saying, right? But where is the parenting come in? It's almost like saying your kid likes this and that, and you're going, no, you're not. It's like if my daughter said she wanted some, pig feet.
Well,
I'm going to say, no, we don't eat pork in our house. Why? I'm the father, and it's my decision. We don't eat pork in our house.
Right.
That's a good one.
But they're
going to get people, they're going to be like, who are you to say that? Nigga, I'm the daddy.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm the head of my household. My wife doesn't eat pork. We don't eat pork, so therefore we don't eat pork. And there's gonna be people that bash me on that. So where are we supposed to stand as parents? Where are you supposed to stand on something?
Yeah, I beg to differ. I think kids don't know what they like. I think they think they know what they like.
You and me the same.
No, I'm not saying you. I was saying earlier with Betsy's statement that kids know what they like. Cause I knew this girl Keisha Jackson at my school, and I swore I liked her. Right? I swore I liked this chick.
Right?
Man, skip to 20 years later, I saw Keisha Jackson, was like, thank God I did not ride with Keisha Jackson, right? And it was like, dude, sometimes life experiences will tell you what it is you like, or you're just malleable and can move and move and shake with what comes in life. So sometimes at 3 years old, as in that example that she told, you just don't know. You might be confident in knowing, and it might work out to being what eventually it is that you like. I'm not saying everything a child thinks he knows is wrong, but I think a lot of what Alex is saying is the parenting is the most important thing. That's why you are considered a minor.
All I can do is
under your
try.
parents'
I look at it
household.
like this. All I can do is try my
Yeah.
best. Yes, we all knew somebody when we were younger. You knew by 5th grade that dude was going to be gay, right? We knew it. I have family members, same thing, right? But I feel like in this day and age, I'm just hypothetically speaking, if my son said at six, Daddy, I think I like boys, I'm going to say, why? No, and we need to try to fix that. We're going to do the best we can to change that around. I'm going to try my best. Don't get me wrong. I know there's people out there looking at me right now like, watch, his son going to be the one. Okay, look, people that are watching, all I can say is I'm going to try my best. Now, cut to 18 years old, and he is out of there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as political because I could add so many jokes to that. But when I say out of there, when I say flames, hey man, I tried. But at 10, I feel like he's still under my roof for 8 more years. I'm going to still try my best. Every time he wants to put some makeup on, I swear I'm going to just throw that football right at his face. That nigga's going to be hit with it. I'm going to hurt you, Doc. I'm trying. Like, I appreciate what you said. You don't know how hard it is for me to talk about all this and not really say what I want to say. That's the joke.
Yeah.
That's the funny shit.
But you know what the thing is too, Alex, though? I think that people are parsing the sexual part with the identity part. And that's the part, again, because I've been really studying this thing and been in a lot of conversations. And so what I've come to find is that when people, such as in this case, where the kid is coming out at 10 and saying he's homosexual, they are trying to take away the sexual part and just take on the identity part. And so now they've divided the two and not take on the whole
baggage. That's going to lead to that. That's like saying,
exactly.
No. We understand he's not having sex yet, but when you call him a girl, and to me, when you call your son a girl, the next step is going to buy the skirt this weekend. Still 10, hasn't had sex yet, but I feel like you're paving the way for him.
So what does this tell you? That's what I'm saying. Homosexuality is almost like a social behavior. It's almost like a culture in itself. Aside from the sexual part, where it's two people of like sex having sex with each other, that's just a part of being a homosexual. Now you have a whole culture of behavior of homosexual acts that people are adopting that. And so that's what I think is happening in this case, where you have a kid that's acting a certain way and he's adopted the culture of homosexuality, but they're divorcing themselves from the sexual part of homosexuality, which is now saying it's okay for you to sleep with another boy or another man. That's what people are doing.
And to all of our listeners and all our people watching right now, we are not gay bashing. We are just simply having a conversation. If you have a problem with us just talking and discussing this topic, you might not want to watch the Funny Don't Stop show. Not everything's just going to be funny jokes. Sometimes we get on these serious topics.
Well, you know what? They can put it in the comment section on our YouTube page.
Yeah, trust me, the comments is on fire. But go ahead.
Are they right now as we speak?
Yeah, they were.
Let's address one of them.
Yeah, well,
see one.
Dude, let's move on through the topics.
Yeah,
really?
I would move through the topics. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get on to the next topic here. I think another black people who are telling us about the young lady that was killed in her own home. 28-year-old Tatiana Jefferson out of Dallas. I saw the tape and it was just disgusting to watch it. I watched it like 3 or 4 times by Aaron Dean, an on-duty officer that was called to the apartment, and it's just sick, man. He just literally just said, I think he said, hey, and as he said, hey, he shot her.
Yeah.
As she's sitting there with her 8-year-old nephew playing video games.
Say what?
Like, damn, what is going on now? We got to sit on our own couch with an AK-47 now? You're not safe in your own house?
Yeah, she had a gun in the house, too.
Of course.
Yeah.
What's the story?
That's totally legal to have one.
Yeah.
Put the mic up close.
What's your thoughts on this, Savvy? Or have you heard about the story?
Yeah, man. Well,
He did.
I mean,
oh, by the way, he did get charged with murder.
yeah, he did.
He just was, released from the police department. But it's just sad how he just.
But to me, what makes it worse is that's 2 infractions on Dallas Police Department. I don't know if this was the same.
It's Fort Worth, so technically it's another neighboring city, but Dallas and Fort Worth are like
Same
twin
thing.
cities. But yeah,
so there was a spokesman. I don't know that brother's name. He was like a pastor and also a spokesman.
Oh, yeah.
And when the young lady, the police officer that killed the other guy in his home, Bolton Jean.
yeah, Amber Geiger.
There you go, Geiger. He was saying that this is a small justice, but we got a long way to go because it's the practices of procedures of the Dallas Police Department that they continue to do wrong, and now we're witnessing this wrong happening again.
Yeah.
And so I just believe that there's a big problem, man. I look at it as modern day lynching. I look at it as they feel like I got the right to kill you, and there's nothing you're gonna do about it.
Yeah.
And something just has to be done about it, man, because obviously when you don't fear a consequence, you're going to continue to do the wrong until you're punished for it.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of interesting too. I mean, the obvious things you guys are covering, but then it's a lot of underlying things, right? So this young lady was in her house. Her door was open. Her neighbor called saying that her neighbor's door was open.
Yeah. Said it was
The
open.
cops showed up, saw the door was open, and
Just shot.
immediately started going around the house and shot. So they interviewed the guy who made the call. Black man, lived in the neighborhood. He was totally felt like it was his fault because you're just doing a neighborly thing, thinking you're gonna call the cops and he's gonna actually.
I wonder how he saw it though. It was a back entrance and everything. Like, where was he to see that? How into somebody else's business are you to be able to tell that their door is cracked?
No, the front door was wide open.
Yeah. So he said
When I saw the video, that was the dude going through the back.
Yeah, he was going through the back.
Front door.
Hit
Why
the
was
front.
the front
So
door
if you
wide
look at
open?
the whole video, the cop shows up, the door is open. I was wondering why the cop did just go through the door. You're the one with the gun and you're the cop.
Yeah.
So the
Right.
cop looks at the door.
I didn't see that,
Then
the
he
front door,
immediately
right.
got his flashlight and started going around the side of the
That's
house.
what I
So he
picked up.
went to the back of the house where it was dark and was flashing his flashlight. And then she obviously comes up to the window. If I'm
He didn't
chilling
even
in
say
the crib,
put your hands up.
Nothing.
He
Nothing.
just.
Yeah.
What was the word he said exactly, you guys?
I think he
watched
did
the video
say
like,
hands up, but he fired.
He said,
before-
"Don't
as-
move."
Yeah, don't
Don't
move. Or
move.
something like that.
don't
Yeah.
move. Pop. And before he said move,
Yeah.
he said don't move. And I was like, are
Yeah.
you serious
Crazy.
right now?
Fucked
Crazy.
up.
so sad.
Yeah.
Crazy, and that's crazy that we can literally just be chilling in our house and respond to a noise or a flashlight,
Right.
eating ice cream in our drawers,
Right.
and somebody can come into our house and literally shoot us dead, and they become the victim.
Absolutely.
So I think Fort Worth
Things
is
have to
doing the
change.
right thing right now. They charged them with murder, but I still think they gave him a leg up because the police chief came out today and said that he resigned. But the police chief said that he was actually meeting with him later in that day to fire him. So that still technically helps the cop out some with pension and retirement and things of that nature.
Wow,
So
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
able
yeah.
to resign before you get fired, that speaks a different volume. So I believe that he probably was tipped off to know that, hey, you're meeting later on today,
Right.
you're gonna get fired. So you probably want to put your resignation in before you
Absolutely,
get
so
fired.
get your stuff.
Well, speaking of cops and that situation, tell us about the situation with the guy that was jailed for stealing a $159 jacket.
Yeah.
What was the situation? Now, is this a guy that already had, like, I hate to say it, like 2 strikes or he had prior?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
strikes
Oh, really?
That's exactly
All
what
right,
it
so
is.
tell us about it.
Yeah, and it was actually a piece, not just on him. They didn't go in detail on that, but just on the fact that there are a large percentage of people that have done misdemeanors, specifically in your state, in Louisiana. That's a straight hardcore three strikes rule. And this guy, family, his wife, his mother, of a lot of people have suffering from mental illnesses. Even his first 2 strikes, they were saying were things that was just kind of like minor infraction, things that he was doing to himself, not like creating a crime or hurting someone else.
Right.
These were things that, brother got years for stealing the
See, I
leather
thought that
jacket.
stopped a while back because that was a big thing
Nah.
in California for a while. 2 strikes, but you can go in and steal some now laters and get life now.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's literally.
That's how I thought it worked.
Yeah, but I thought they stopped that.
No, not in some
because it was
states.
getting out of hand. Like jaywalkers were going for life.
Not in some state, and it's just by the judge's discretion. So it's back to really the point that Savvy was making: modern day lynching. So now we can technically use the law or use the system, the justice system, to lock people up for long stretches of their life, or just effectively kill them.
One of my friends is in prison for life. 3 strikes you're out.
Well,
All of my friends I grew up with went to jail for it and did hard time, but and 2 of them are dead. But one of them is in prison for life. 3 strikes you're out.
What was his fine? Like, was it violent crimes, or was
No,
a
I mean,
couple of them violent, but the third one was
like he robbed a liquor store, but the gun wasn't loaded, or something like that. And then the others like popped with drugs, like
so he
got
was a
pulled
horrible
over.
robber.
I mean, well, they that's what they did, so they got less time. They got addicted to drugs. I mean,
Yeah,
that's how that
Wasn't
goes.
that something Bill put in play? Said Bill Clinton, they did the 3-strike thing.
Yeah, that was one of the things he did. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of this isn't a one kind of situation to solve these things. It
Yeah.
ultimately begins at education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it goes to job.
Yeah.
So that's what it all ends up at, drugs, and then it even gets into
Yeah.
situation where people start
Because
doing violent
I
crimes.
believe, and I'm not making an excuse, but I believe drugs is a sign of depression.
Definitely.
Something in my life is going
Yeah.
wrong. I can't fix it.
Yeah.
So this is taking my mind off of it temporarily, and then it becomes an
It's
addiction.
called self-medication.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Well, also, just so y'all know, like I have another friend who dated a guy in jail for life because he got busted 3 times with pot. I mean, you think you should even go to jail for
That's
pot?
bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Selling,
Yeah.
distribution. You mean like as in?
One time,
Busted as in
busted
selling-
with a lot, but
Yeah.
even if you get busted with a little bit, don't think you're not going down.
Oh, yeah.
Louisiana, that's the one thing.
Yeah, certain
It
states
ain't-
are different.
I don't like the politics.
Yeah.
I am not down with that, and I think the 3 strikes you're out needs to be done. It needs
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
thrown in the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know what? When you're young, you make mistakes. Does that mean you serve your life at
Yeah.
Angola?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, when you're young, you already know what you want, though, right?
No,
You
but
know.
said
Got him.
Actually, you do. I
Got
don't
him.
care. I remember being young and
No,
knowing this
it's-
guy at school, and he
No,
didn't want
mommy,
me
don't
back. I was
tell me.
crushed.
Don't tell me no, mommy. Don't parent me. I know what I
Well,
want.
I know
I
what
know
you're
exactly
saying.
what I
knew
want.
if I would have liked girls when I was young, that would have been stuck. I was boy crazy. I grew up boy crazy. When I met my husband, I had Nikes on. I said, hi, boys. I had them custom made. Hi,
boys.
boys.
Exactly.
Okay. I won't pay it.
Okay.
Hey, Sid, so tell us something about some good stuff that happened with the 2 black owned investment.
Yeah. So that's cool. Two black-owned investment companies merged together to become one of the largest black investment companies, which would, essentially be more money going into the community and more going into the black economy. So,
What state is that out of?
What's the name of the bank?
man, I gotta look that up. I actually don't have that
Fill out an
information.
application.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Can we all get a job? We're gonna need one.
Because that's shout out to it's Breast Cancer
Awareness Month. That's
you
why we got the
guys.
pink back
is.
here.
So big round of applause for that. That's what
Yeah.
Okay.
got.
Okay.
Y'all hit this up with the pink background. That's huge. If you got you like the NFL, the NBA right now, everybody wears something pink. It's a horrible disease, and we're fighting against it every day. I know there's a lot of people. I know I've lost people to cancer before. I don't know if anybody in this family, anybody here has ever lost anybody to cancer.
Yep.
But it's a huge thing. So definitely try to help out the best way you can, whether you donate or stuff like that. But you don't see too many black-owned banks. I know in LA we have it was just one Broadway.
And this is females too. I have to say that too.
Is
It's
this
a
in
female.
the South somewhere?
This is a female, yeah.
So what is this
Wow.
Mississippi?
She's the majority owner. So a black male that owned a investment company, and then she had a larger investment company, but she's the majority share owner. I wish I had more information
How do
on
you just
titles and
start
names.
your own bank?
Yeah.
Yeah, Magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
over off of Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Broadway Federal,
I think they went bankrupt.
Yep.
Grand
Grand opening, grand closing.
That's kind of sad though. 3 black billionaires got together and Niggas couldn't stay in business 1 week.
Not 1 week.
Everybody had crooked ass cards. They said, "How much you got on it?" I got 20 on it. If you want to start a little bank or something. All right, y'all, we got $22,000. We gonna start our own little bank.
No, that's what. Yeah, that's what go to tell you that we really don't have no money. Even when you start putting them little money together, it's nothing.
You got the loonies performing at the grand opening. I got 5 on it. Messing with that no weed.
Oh man.
The Funny Don't Stop show, ladies and gentlemen. We do.
Oh my God. We were talking about something earlier in the show, and I know we're getting close to the end. In fact, how much time do we have? We have 3 minutes. Real quick. So, Betsy, I'm going to ask you this question because we got 3 comics here. How do you come up with your material? Because the question I get a lot, and all the young comics that are watching me and us, how do you come up with material? How do you come up with material?
I hang out with my mom and my sisters, and I think about how many times I want to kill my husband in a day. That's how I come up with
So you want to be on one of them shows, Women That Kill.
Bingo. Come see me do comedy. That's my joke.
Yeah, my wife watches all that shit.
Thank
Every time I
you.
walk in the room, she's like, and on this date, she killed her husband. I'm like, you just getting ideas, ain't you? You coming up with ideas?
That
Shit.
is my real stand-up joke. I'm
Really?
like, every night my husband comes home from work, I'm sitting on the sofa watching an episode of Snapped, Women, and I'm like,
wow.
babe, we got another rookie.
Savvy, real quick, man, how do you come up with material, man?
So what Alex didn't know was Bracy was in the kitchen with the knife.
A lot of young comics want to know that, and that's a question I get all the time, man. So
Yeah,
tell them
well, I have 2 aspects to my stand-up comedy. I'm an impressionist, so I try to think about people that are super popular to everybody, and I work on that voice and try to put the character in certain situations to where I can do an impression. And the second aspect of my stand-up comedy is I just talk about situations that I've dealt with in my life, things my mom did, the way I was raised, traffic, fast food, whatever it may be. I just try to talk about subjects that are sentimental to me,
Right.
and then I try to talk about subjects that may be relevant to everyone and merge it all together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then my thing is, if you just got to stay writing, people. All the young comics, constantly write and stay on stage. Stage time is the most important thing to stand-up comedy, man. You can't win if you're not in the game.
Yeah.
There's so many people that got homeboys that are funny. I'm funny. I make my family laugh. I make everybody laugh at work. That's good and that's great. The stage is always there for you.
Yeah.
And the stage is the truth.
Yes.
You will find out real quick if you are funny or not.
Right.
Or if you're cut out for this business.
Right.
I always say it's real easy to be funny around friends and family.
Of course.
They know the joke. They know the story. No.
Right.
The real test is, here's
Right.
300 strangers.
Right.
Here's the mic. You're next.
Right. And you want to know what?
Am I right?
You want to know what's crazy,
That's
Alex?
when you find out real
Yeah.
quick if you cut out for this shit.
I didn't know whether I was genuinely funny until the second time I did stand-up comedy. Because the very first time I stepped on stage, I had 40 people come. So they're screaming, laughing at everything I said. The second time, I only had 3 people come, and they still was laughing. So I was like, okay, I know now it ain't about the family and friends.
Absolutely.
These are all strangers here.
Right.
They don't owe me nothing, and they still laughing.
Absolutely.
So that's how you know.
So let them know right now where they can catch you at Savvy.
You can catch me on my main platform, Instagram, savvy_amusing.
Instagram, Blingin' Betsy Comedy.
Say it.
Check me out. Said Brass. Said with an S. EDBRASS.
I am DJ Dano NO.
Absolutely.
All of them.
Hey, and you can check out my Instagram at FunnyMan Alex Thomas. The hashtag is the Funny Don't Stop. And right here, I am the host of
The Funny Don't Stop Show.
The funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. Hey, the funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. Hey, the funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. Hey, funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. Hey.
I'm a press
Great
play
show.
every time.
Funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. Hey, funny don't stop shows. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. Hey. The funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. Hey. Funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. Hey.
I'm a press play every time.
The funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. Hey. Funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. Hey. The funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. Hey. Funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop. Show. The funny don't stop. The funny don't stop. Show.
Yeah, and somebody was like, as a wife, like, why would you say you're gonna kill your husband if you leave? Okay, you know what? Get a fucking boyfriend.
You talk about something like why, and then go, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But this is the other comments saying this.
You better hope nothing ever happens to them, Blinken. They're coming for
They're
you.
looking for me.
They're gonna
They
be
were
looking for
fucking looking for me.
Good shit, man. They're gonna be like, you said it in your act.
Yep.
We should have known.
Guess what?
You were warning us.
And in my act, I go Oscar-winning performance.
You wanna know what I wanted to say, Alex? But I said we only got a certain amount of time that we gonna bounce on.
That went by fast, right? But it was good. It was great
The
though.
thing about it, bro, is when she was saying that we're all put in a freaking category.
Put out picture stuff.
Latina night or whatever. And you mentioned something very similar to that to John Lovitz, and John Lovitz was like, "Oh bullshit, Alex." He said, "Nobody looks at you as a black comedian.
Yeah.
They look at you as a funny comedian."
Right?
Yeah, right.
You know? Which is true.
Okay, John Lovitz.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
true.
maybe John does.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, there are people that look at it like that.
They
You know,
are.
like
Oh,
he's a
it's
cool
the black
person.
guy.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you guys right now, if you don't, do you see this underground hipster white comics and a lot of them are really funny. They're like the late night underground like hipster type of
Like
comics. with the
alternative type.
the fluid writing, the writing is so written out, like it's like, this is how you say this line to Joe, like Joe List. I find him hilarious still. But he's one of those like white hipster comics, stands there, tells the joke. Like, that is the crowd.
But you don't have that with you.
In the industry.
Stop right there. That's what I told you. When she said the guy, he stands there and that's his style.
Yeah.
And how you said that, what's his name? Aziz?
Okay.
Aziz, yeah.
You know that superstar dude,
Yeah,
right?
Indian.
Anyway, he went on Monday night at the Improv and died a horrible death. I'm talking, got booed the fuck off. And he was like, well, you know, I'm still famous. My point is, he doesn't have to do those rules. And trust me, he never will again now. He can get away with kind of getting up on stage and not knowing what he's talking about in a white crowd.
Oh, I know what you're
In a
talking
black
about.
room, you can't get up there and
He did
just...
the NBA awards, didn't he?
Huh? Yeah.
I know.
And I'm not knocking him because obviously he found an audience.
Right.
He's selling out everywhere he goes. It's just
He got it.
don't
He got
find
his
it
own
funny.
heart. Yeah.
But unfortunately, I hate to say it, we don't count.
Yeah, but
We
you know what?
honestly don't count.
I didn't find them funny
Yeah.
either. And when they panned the camera like on Kevin Durant and everybody, they were kind of looking like,
Yeah, they don't get it. They don't get it. No, that's out.
yeah.
But he caters to that, and I'm sorry
That
to say
crowd
that
you just said
politically correct, white
Please
hipster crowd.
And they love it.
Yeah.
And
When
here's
I
what
got off stage, somebody said, all right, that was Betsy. Y'all saw her on Def Jam Comedy. And I was like, is he making fun of, like, I'm so confused right now.
But your energy and all that is great. Like if he went on at the Laugh Factory, that guy Hansie.
Oh, he killed it.
He would kill it. But I like going on those nights because I'm like, okay, now you're gonna see something different when I come up. Not knocking him at all, but you're gonna see something different.
Yeah.
And up to you, you just gotta practice in those crowds more.
Yeah, because see,
So that's the only
let me
thing
give
that's gonna help
you
you out.
a quick example.
Because he was talking about how he goes in those rooms and they're not.
Let me just
They're
tell
not
you.
responsive to a lot of, it's not just you, it's the world
No,
today.
that's true.
Even if you do, because
I'm good.
they get really offended. My friend does Mexican jokes about how she's not your typical Mexican.
Yeah.
Boy, does that piss white people off.
It is.
Yeah, they don't because they feel like, oh, that's racist. I don't
Yeah.
want to hear that.
But it's crazy. You're the comedian saying it.
Right.
Yeah.
Why are you?